Wanted to continue my video on my Mosin Nagant cosmoline removal. A lot of stuff on YouTube and the internet about how to get all the cosmoline out of these things. Mine were both soaked in it, as most of them will be. And I've found a process that seems to work pretty good. So a lot of the things that I read were that basically you want to put these out in the sun on a nice hot day, let them sweat that cosmoline out, and then keep wiping them down. That works great, and I did that on about a 86 degree day, full sunlight, both sides, let them sit in the sun a couple hours, wiped them down a couple hours, turned them around, wiped them down again after a couple of hours. I got some cosmoline off of them, but it still had some in it, you could tell. The problem is that summer has gone, and in some places you live, you just can't, the best you could hope for is, I heard someone mention putting it inside a black trash bag and setting it in the windshield or on the dash of your car so the windshield sunlight and heat can hit it, and that will sweat all the cosmoline out. I thought there's got to be an easier way, and maybe a little bit more of a scientific way, because I want to control that heat. I mean, dashes get really hot. That's why all my vehicles have dash covers. And so, knowing me, I'd go off and forget and leave it there too long, and it'd get too hot. Maybe something would happen to it. Maybe not. I don't know. But I wanted to control that. So I've actually done this process to this one right here, and I believe that I have, for the most part, gotten the majority of the cosmoline out. If there's any left, it's really residual, and it came out really nice. When you wipe this down now with a clean, lint-free cloth, you virtually get nothing. Nothing at all. It's really clean, it's shiny, the finish is really nice on it. Both sides. Stock's in pretty good shape. I'm real happy with this one. So, how I did that was I suspended it inside of this 55-gallon drum. It's about 6-7 inches off the bottom. That's where I found the heat started to develop, and it would rise up. And inside that barrel, it gets really warm because 18 inches away from it, I have my space heater. Now this runs on diesel. It's rated at 100 or 125,000 BTUs. I'm running it at 125,000 BTUs, so it's on the maximum setting. 18 inches away from the barrel. That gets the barrel real toasty in there. And that way I'm able to create a warm and, I believe, safe environment for the cosmoline to be sweated out of the stock. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one. And I'm going to take some readings. So let's turn on the laser light here and get some down at the bottom. 59 degrees. 57 up here. 58. 57. It's pretty consistently almost 60 degrees in this entire stock. So I'm going to turn the heater on. And I'm going to let it run for about 15 minutes. And then I'm going to check the temperature. Last night, when I did this other stock, I didn't see anything get over 130. I think 125, 127 was about the hottest I saw. But I saw some pretty consistent readings, actually, because the heat rises. So I am getting this part of the stock way up here that's not even in the barrel is also getting almost as warm as the stock is down in the barrel. Because at first I thought maybe I might have to do this twice. Once with it hanging like it is, and then hang it the other way and do the other end, but that turned out not to be the case. I've got it suspended with a coat hanger from my hoist, or you can use anything else that you could suspend that stock from. They're very light, it doesn't take much at all. 55-gallon drum with no top in it. I had this one, I used to have some biodiesel in it, cut the lid out of it, and a space heater. Let's fire it up. Okay, so it actually ended up, I let it run about 25 minutes. You can see some smoke coming off the inside of the barrel. That's the stuff that was in the barrel. It's not the gun stock. And as I showed in that quick video while it was running, I had temperatures, and I forgot that the same thing happened last night. I had temperatures that were a little higher on the side, of course, facing the barrel that was being heated, than the other side. They weren't maybe but 10, 12 degrees apart, but still it was getting warmer on one side than the other, and that just makes sense. So what you didn't see in the video was I turned this 90 degrees so that the other side was facing it. The heat, so that it got evenly heated. And let's see what it's at here. Got 112 inside there, 126, 125. It is not getting as hot up on the top as it did last night. I'm not sure why that is, but it's still pretty warm. And then, yeah, pretty evenly heated. Nice and toasty. Now I'm going to take it out and I'm going to wipe it down, and we'll see what that looks like. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this in the video, but it is sweating. Cosmoline out pretty much everywhere. I probably got half of it out, out in the sun, but this is definitely bringing some more of it out. So I'm going to wipe it down. This is a clean, lint-free towel that I'm starting with here, and just rubs off. I mean, look at that already. And that was after I let it sit in the sun for 2 hours on each side and rubbed it down real good. So already, just in that little bit, that's how much more cosmoline I was able to bring out by heating it up in that drum. So definitely works. It's an option if you don't want to wait for a hot summer day. Set it out in the sun. And you kind of want to control. I mean, I saw one temperature there that read up above 150. That's pretty hot. I don't think that's hurting the gun any, but the stock, I wouldn't want to go any higher than that. Boy, it's really sweating out on that side. You can you see it right there. So let's see. I'll start with a clean part of the towel. Just kind of rub down that side. Not too bad. Now where it really gets some of it flowing is down in these parts in here, which I imagine sitting out in the sun or sitting in on the dash in a car would do also. But this sure is handy in the middle of winter or when you're just not having really hot weather. All it takes is a good used 55-gallon drum, space heater. Look at that. See, I rubbed in all these places the other day when I had this in the sun, so that's all coming out now. Getting down in all these nooks and crannies like I did before. But look at what I'm getting. I wasn't doing that the other day, just sitting in the sun. I actually think that this is getting it warmer and also more even, especially down in here. This is real hard to do one-handed. Yeah, I'm getting all kinds of cosmoline out of here. So this is definitely a way that I would do this in the future if I get another one of these. That one right there is the one I did the other night, and when I pick that one up now with my bare hands, I don't get a greasy feeling. It doesn't leave fingerprints on it. I think that one's about as good as it's going to get. And so now I'm going to finish wiping down this one that I just did. I thought I'd show you that. Now I've got something else for cleaning all the rest of the metal parts that I'm going to build, and I'll be showing that in a future video.